What if we all decided that the only thing that truly exists is love? What if you recognize that those doubts and those fears that you have, all of those are illusions? They're illusions. The only thing that's real is love. The only thing that's real is love, and that's the crazy thing. Because we have so many thoughts that run through our mind, and they might trigger you, right? Like you thinking that somebody is attacking you, or somebody is talking about you, or somebody is sending you evil eye. You thinking that someone is your enemy. All of this triggers anxiety, and it makes you feel very guarded. But what if you chose to transmute that energy instantly into love? Simply because you are love? What if you chose to walk in the truth of who you are? The truth of who you are is that you are love. The truth of who you are is that you are loved. You're being loved by life. By your lungs every time you take a breath, by your heart, right? By your body, which is allowing you to move around within this reality, within this realm. You're being loved by the trees and by the breeze and by the sun. What if every time that you breathe in love instead of fear? What if you imagined love literally traveling through your body, through every cell, through every DNA strand, literally transmuting every illusion that you're ever taught? That guardedness. Come as little children is what I'm hearing. Little children are so free. They're so free. But you were taught to be guarded because you were hurt. But what if you let go of that hurt and you transmuted it into love by once again remembering that you are love? What if every thought of this person will hurt me, this person doesn't have my best interest in mind, I can't trust anyone, things never work out for me? What if you transmuted all of that into love? But you have to understand what love is. Love is neutral. Love is unconditional. It doesn't have conditions. So the more that you can apply that unconditional love to your life, loving your life, regardless of what you're going through, regardless of your situations and circumstances, loving yourself no matter how you look, how other people view you, loving other people in spite of how they treat you, unconditional love. What if you become unconditional love? I'm not saying to not have healthy boundaries or to be someone's doormat. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, what if you removed the judgment and allowed people to be whoever and whatever they want to be? That is unconditional love. Now apply that to yourself. What if you allowed yourself to be whoever and whatever you want it to be? And still loving yourself unconditionally, no matter if you're having a bad day or what you perceive as a good day. Just love. What if you filled your life with more love? What if you did more things that you love to do? Honk for confirmation. It's time to consume yourself in this energy of love. To let go of this energy of guardedness. It's an illusion. It's an illusion. And there are people that will keep you trapped as long as you feel as though someone is always out to get me. What if you woke up to the truth that everything is love? When we talk about God or source energy, it is unconditional love, right? So what if you begin to see everything as love? Let's take social anxiety, for instance. Social anxiety is usually triggered by you not trusting people, you thinking that people are going to judge you or hurt you. What if you immediately transmuted that energy into love? That everybody loves me because everybody is me, and I love everybody. Instead of you assuming, because a lot of times you don't even have the evidence, right? These are just thoughts that you're telling yourself. You don't have the evidence. So what if you decided that I'm going to see everyone as loving and lovable? I'm going to see the best in everyone. Regardless of how they decide to show up in the world, I know there is a loving version of them in there. Because what has happened with many of us is that we've been hurt by certain people, and then you begin to categorize everyone, or you begin to screen everyone, right? Instead of assuming the best in people, you initially assume the worst, and that's from trauma. It's a defense mechanism. But what if you transmuted that energy into love? What if you begin to see everything as love? Every thought that comes up, transmute it into love, alchemize it into love. Every belief, alchemize it through love. Let love be your filter, in which everything is filtered through love. Allow love to be your default, as opposed to defensiveness and guardedness and skepticism. What if you allowed yourself to feel loved? Loved by the world, loved by nature, loved by animals, loved by the universe, loved by yourself? Yeah. You really can't exist in that frequency of pure love. I know you've been existing in a frequency of apprehension and anxiety and always feeling like you have to watch your back and the other shoe will drop and nobody is supporting you and nobody has your back. But what if you begin to change your own reality by inviting in more love, by literally calling in love with each breath? Because you are becoming love. So if you become love, you have to attract love in every form. Life will begin to love you. People, complete strangers, will begin to love you. It is possible. And I ask, what do you have to lose? You've been walking around with your guards up. How's that working out for you? So what do you have to lose by just changing your perspective, just tweaking your mindset a little bit to be more receptive to love, by realizing that you are love? That's the only thing that's real. Fear is not real. Anxiety is not real. Doubt is not real. The only thing that's real is love. So the moment you start experiencing an anxiety attack, I want you to go ahead and insert love. Even in the midst of an anxiety attack, I want you to tell that anxiety, I love you. Even when you're experiencing fear or doubt, I want you to tell it, I love you. I love you. Because understand, these are energies that have forgotten that they too are love. We are all love, but we forgot. So even when it comes to these energies, these distortions, love them. They're serving a purpose, right? You don't have to accept them or invite them into your reality, but you also don't have to hate them. Because when you hate them, you're kind of hating yourself, right? Yeah. In a way. You hate anxiety. So every time you have an anxiety attack, guess what? That hate is being directed towards you. So if you can love it for what it is and hold grace for yourself, you will see that the anxiety will dissipate much faster than you fighting it and resisting it and hating it. The same thing goes with fear. These things are learned. They're picked up. Sometimes it's energy that's just floating around. Okay? So don't be angry. Be neutral. Love everything. Love everyone. And most importantly, love yourself and love your life unconditionally. I love you. I'll talk to you again soon. Peace and love.